Jesse and James are the comical duo that constantly are trying to thwart Ash's adventures and steal his Pikachu. Surprisingly enough, they are competent villains and have had successful missions in the past. It's only when they become greedy or overconfident when they fail. In many episodes, old and newer, James can be seen holding a rose. But why? So today we will be exploring why James was ever seen using a rose, leaving one behind, or just being seen with one. Sign in and get ready to comment down below with your own theories and answers. Now let's focus on James. James of Team Rocket is a young man who was a Poketech student. After failing Poketech and getting the lowest scores in their history,
We got the lowest scores in the history of the school!
He returned home, but soon ran away afterwards. This was to avoid an arranged marriage with a very abrasive woman known as Jezebel. Note that Jezebel is not Jesse from Team Rocket. At this point in time, he joined a cycling gang and met up with Jesse.
And then there was Trainer James. Little Jim was the only one in the bike gang who had to use training wheels.
Then later joined Team Rocket. While James may have failed before at Pokemon, he is a very competent trainer and very able in battles with the coughing he received as a present. Now what about that rose? Well, shockingly enough, James is technically rich. In an early episode, James was tricked into returning home under the false pretenses that his parents had died. This was to return him home and marry Jezebel once again. But what does this have to do with roses? Well, there are a few things. Real-world influences and traditions will answer the rose question. High society has always been a point of culture within history, and if you know anything about the War of the Roses, the House of York and Lancaster were symbolized by a rose. Symbolism plays a big part in representing roses, as they are difficult to plant, to obtain, and to grow easily. Meaning, historically speaking, someone having a family crest featuring a rose meant they were wealthy. And while that matches up with James's wealth and his backstory, there is one more thing. In 1992, Sailor Moon came out. This was when Pokemon Red and Green were officially greenlit for development. While coding, the team behind the original Pokemon were probably watching a good amount of shows, and Sailor Moon being a new big hit would definitely have been seen by the creators. There is no official interview stating that Sailor Moon had an influence on Pokemon itself, but the character Tuxedo Mask, who constantly used roses as his trademark, bears a striking resemblance to what James would do within the anime. I find this extremely similar because in many episodes, Tuxedo Mask would toss down a rose and then leave. Similar to early episodes with James. In episode 3, James drops a rose after Team Rocket's defeat. That's about it though. Culture once again influences Pokemon to an extremely large amount. I don't often do theories regarding the Pokemon's anime, but I think this one was simple and satisfying to answer. Do you agree, or do you think James just has a thing for roses? Leave me a like and let me know your thoughts below, and I've been your host Protomario, and I'm signing out. Good gaming, and as always, God bless.